In this video we want to learn how to use the circular pattern tool up here on the pattern panel. Also, I'm going to show you how to use the hole tool. And to start out, what we're looking for is to make this disc and then put holes around it like this. And we're going to create the original disc using a revolve procedure, and this is the 2D sketch, and you can see down here our axis of rotation. Now these are the kind of sketches that I typically make mistakes on, so when I know I have to get this right, I just draw it out, and I believe this captures everything. So we're told the 2.5 from the top of this L-shaped thing to the axis of rotation down here, the construction or work line. We're told the 1 inch up to this line here. We're told the 0.375, which is 3/8 to the bottom, and we're told the 1/2 inch over here. So maybe it's obvious without writing it out, but what we can infer then is the length of this side here is 5/8 or 0.625, and this is 0.25. So let's start that. This is also an opportunity to consider when it might be better to use the YZ plane instead of the XY plane. So when I click the little house up here when I'm finished, I want it to go into an isometric view in which I see it like this here. And if I choose the YZ plane, I can make that happen, because as you can see, I'll be sketching on the YZ plane and then revolving around it, so the face will be on the XY plane. So let's do that. So I'm gonna just start drawing that L-shaped thing. Even though I know the dimensions, I'm going to just let the geometric constraints that are created as I sketch keep my figure shaped correctly and then now dimension it. So let me go and create an axis of rotation for our revolve, and now dimension from here to here is 0.375, and from here to here is 1. This is 5.5, and from here to here is 2.5, I believe. 2.5, 0.5. Oh, the bottom. This distance here is 1. Okay, so you see down here we have 2 dimensions needed to fully constrain it. That refers to the construction line. So we don't care whether it's dimensioned. All we need it to be is horizontal and down there at the bottom. So let me finish that sketch. Click the little house so I can see it. Click revolve, and all I need to do is click the axis, and OK. So now when I click the house, I have my isometric view. Okay, let's put a sketch here, and here's another new technique I don't think we've looked at. If you right click on stuff that is above your sketch plane, so as you can see here, I've got this piece above the sketch plane, and it's not really in the way, but you will in the future have problems where you've got stuff in the way of your sketch plane. The way to get rid of that is to right click, slice graphics, and it goes away. So I'm going to project the geometry there, and I'm going to make a hole up here that's a distance 1.650 from the center, I believe. Is that right? The center point, yeah. So I am going to create a hole in the following way. Rather than make a circle and extrude it, I'm going to use the point tool, and I'm going to put it right on the axis here, as I'm told to, and then put that point a distance 1.650 above the origin. Then I'm going to finish the sketch, and I've got this point sitting out there on my part. If I press the hole tool now, it will look for any point that I have and it'll make a hole. Just like that. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about holes. This is one very common way to make a hole, and we can parameterize it in many different ways. This is a simple through hole, and it has a diameter of 0.5. And so that's how you make a hole. There are reasons to make a hole that way rather than extrude a circle, as we'll see later. Let's now use the circular pattern tool. What I'm going to need for that is a feature to pattern in a circular manner, and it's going to, well, let's just give it a try here. So my feature is this hole. I can either grab it there or I can grab it over in the browser, and now it's looking for a rotation axis, but you can see I don't see one. So I don't have this centered at the origin, so there's not one there. So what I can do, maybe I can do it here. No, it closes it. Okay, so what I should do to get that axis is click the work axis and then choose work axis through the center of a circular or elliptical edge. So if I click there and then click this circle, you can see my axis is down there. Let me pull it out a little bit. There it is. That's the axis that I'm going to rotate things around. So I'm going to choose circular. I'm going to choose that hole that I made, and then for the rotation axis I'm going to choose that axis, and we need 10 of these. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the visibility on my work axis. So you can see how that can save you some time. So what we would do at this point is save it. Okay, I need to play some games here. Do as I say, not as I do, to put it in the right project folder. So this is going to be last name, first name, circular pattern. Yes, I know it's not in the active project, so you should never do that. You should have your project set up beforehand. So now what I want to do is just slide this one over here so we can see it. Make sure the name is visible, your name. Right click, iProperties, physical, update, and we see that the volume is 9.965. So let's go to the snipper tool and snip all that and then save. You'll have to move around and navigate to your Z drive to save this. Otherwise it'll just go to some mysterious place on the C drive. And that is the circular pattern tool, and also we learned how to make a hole using a point on a sketch, and also we learned about slicing graphics to get it out of the way of your sketch plane. Thanks for watching.